Hey, hello and welcome back, everyone, to SpeedGaming. Or if you are just now joining us, we are here with the Super Metroid Triple Bingo Tournament. This is the quarterfinals, and the match between azder and apathyduck. And this it will be game 2 in their best of 3 series tonight. azder took game 1, pretty relatively simple card. When all the fluff was taken out, very fast times, 35-minute, and duck with a 36-minute time. Ended up doing kind of the same things, well, actually exactly the same things. And duck just fell ever so slightly behind, letting azder take it here. But we have a game 2, and duck's gonna try and take it to game 3. Let's see what our new card has in store for us. So one row that is pretty awful on this card would be row 5. Tradition Metal Pirate Room and Screw Attack could kind of go together, but then you throw in having to pick up Spring Ball, and that's just not happening. One of kind of the general rules of thumb if you're doing bingo, whether it be dab or triple bingo. Dab, you might not have a choice, but especially here in triple bingo, you would like to not mix Meridia and Lower Norfair in your route. It's going to generally end up a lot faster if you can just stick to one area and not branch out too much here. So if you are new to the Triple Bingo rule set, our runners have to choose for themselves any 3 lines to complete on this card. The various goals definitely have to keep in mind goals that cannot be combined with one another. Like for example, in row 2 we have collect Spring Ball and skip grapple, but in row 3 there's collect grapple and skip charge, so you couldn't do both row 2 and row 3 at the same time. So runners have to keep that in mind when they're planning their route. And speaking of planning, they only received the card once we did, so right on go when they had to enter Sarah Station, that is their thinking time, that is their routing time, and then this little dive down to the morph ball. This is all the time you have, just about like 3 minutes to think about your route and the lines you want to choose while you're still trying to play. We do seem to have quite a few things that cannot be combined. Yeah, the skip spacer tile already there in row 4. Automatically completed, provided they don't ever pick up spacer. But row 3 does have a spacer tile, so those lines would cancel each other out. What kinds of things do I actually like on here? Row 1 isn't terrible. The Brinstar Reserve Tank is relatively easy to grab. Then you would kind of maybe take your pick between the Meridia Reserve Tank and the Norfair Reserve Tank. And the Collect Gravity Suit and Skip Various Suit is kind of a scary tile for beginner runners, but these runners are both new route runners, very seasoned, and going up to Fantune first and getting their Gravity Suit early, which kind of is maybe 75% of the time the better play rather than going Kraid first. I really don't like row 2. I think that's a lot of collection. you get most of your 70 missiles with that 40 criteria missiles, but the criteria missiles are all over the map. Criteria is everywhere. All those missiles up in the sky, outside of the wrecked ship, the Old Mother Brain missile, which you would have to make a special trip all the way back down the climb with bombs in order to get. Gauntlet missiles, which are also very slow to pick up. Those are all criteria missiles. 40 in itself is not very hard to do, but the locations of the criteria missiles make it pretty complicated. If you can manage to combine maybe the suppose you could try to combine column 1 and row 3, because both of them require you to skip charge. One, you have to collect grapple beam, which means you are going to be defeating Crocomire anyway, so you kind of trade those tiles off. If you were to do that, I wonder what would be a good third option. I guess row 1. I'd column 1, row 1, and row 3 is not terrible. Most of your super missiles are in the Brinstar area and Meridia. There is only one super missile in all of Norfair, and then there is one in Criteria. So the 35 super missiles be mostly on path, with the exception of having to go back for the Edakun super. Again, we didn't see either runner go for that Criteria map station, which I think definitely makes a lot more sense on this card. The row 2 and the column 5 aren't fantastic. Finish in Metal Pirate Room. The Metal Pirate Room is just so far away. It's only, like, what, 2 rooms before Ridley? And if you have no other reason to go down to Lower Norfair, it's just not happening. Do you have a collection of that Brinstar reserve tank? So definitely looks like we are going for that top left tile there, the 2+ reserves. apathyduck, correctly identifying the Brinstar missile recharge station and picking it up, you know? You've got 5 max missiles, you really want those full at all times? Hey, this play here will be really telling for our runners. Is Azder gonna skip the charge beam? He is! So yeah, I'd say for sure that's a column 1 play here. Apathyduck going for this second Brinstar Super Missile Pack behind Spore Spawn. Thinking that then, in that case, he's probably doing something like row 3. Wants to get all the supers that he possibly can. Now, if you were to do my suggestion, which we know my suggestion is definitely the best and fastest on this card, no questions asked, which beam would you finish near? guess Spacer. Oh, you know, actually, now that you mention it, if you are doing row 3, column 1, row 4 is actually not that bad with it either. It is kind of more power bombs than you want to have to collect. Because of that tile there in column 1, row 2, just the X super missiles and 50 minus X power bombs, you'd be kind of doing overkill on the power bombs with the 30 plus tile. But it is an excuse to get that extra super missile in criteria. I think the beam that you finish near, I think plasma would not be a bad choice. I think that would be a good choice. I also could see finishing near Spacer, because you could take your space jump from Killing Dragon over to make the X-ray check. Not check, but the X-ray pickup quick and easy. And then come right out 2 rooms away, get into that Spacer room. Finishing near the beams, doesn't matter whether or not you've picked up the beam already. You just have to be near it in the room. Gotta see it. Gotta feel the heat from the beam, unless of course you've already picked it up. Hey, as you're going in, has that extra reserve tank here more than he would normally have in an 80% run, but it doesn't really help him when it's empty. And that is why people do not like reserve tanks. $68 health, not fantastic. 88 is much better. Phantoon doing 40 damage with no suit. Can take 1 more hit freely without dying. Duck's gonna have really good health going in. At 156 it looks like. Can take 3 hits without dying. Sometimes there is strategy involved with the amount of health you come in here with, because it can be really beneficial actually to get into health bomb range and be able to shoot a lot of flames and collect a lot of health at one time. That's your very nice fight. I say it's a nice fight if you have 1 E-tank and you live. Any fight's a nice fight, really. We're gonna get a high five from our friends here. Duck going in. As you're leaving. Curious to see if Asher does go for the right side supers this time. Will give us a clue of whether he's thinking about row 3 or not. Duck is having a just beautiful fight. Should be able to take him down right here. Yeah, very nice. Full health. So, hopefully going to get a bunch of ammo drops here. That does have the 10 maximum supers, so if Phantoon drops a lot of supers for him, it could be sitting very pretty. Look at all that good stuff. Azure going to not use, because it's his last one, not use his last power bomb here in attic. Very heads up. Kinda want to hold on to those a little bit. All 15 wreck ship missiles. That is there in row 1, column 2. Kind of missed that tile, but yeah. Have to go through these warp robots, have to get the spooky missiles, and have to get the missiles at the Chozo statue right before the reserve tank. And it appears they're both gonna have really great health for the bowling spikes coming up. Should only take 2 hits, but if they take 3, won't be a big deal. They'll have plenty of health. Oh. Azder going for the sky missiles. So all 40 criteria missiles on the menu for him. There's not really another reason to get these missiles in particular. And this is why all 40 criteria missiles is a bad tile and should feel bad. Very nice. Uses that power bomb in place of the bomb to reveal the item so he can grab it on his next little bounce. Nicely done there. And good call to save your power bomb just for that strat. You don't actually need to bomb jump in this situation. You can ride the trippers. It's a little bit slower, but you can still reach the item even if you don't have high jump boots. Well, Duck was being pretty safe there with this ammo, but did take a hit on that last swooping key hunter. And now he may risk it and just go ahead and go, knowing at least kind of on the path he's a little bit behind. Yeah, I think he's kind of toying with the decision he wants to make here because he doesn't want to go under 120. Yeah, I'll have to pick up that health drop, and then now he has to be sure that he takes 2 hits and only 2 hits while crossing here. And it's like, yeah, this is something he probably does every single day, but when the pressure's on, bad things can happen, but he gets over excellently. It's a very nice job. Form Duck, while Azder picks up his last wreck ship missile, collecting that tile there. Right. Here's another criteria missile on the way. It must be going column 4 then. Maybe column 4, row 1 for Azder. Duck, I'm still not sure. It's too early to tell for Duck. But I really think row 3 is better than row 2, or column 4, I should say. Nobody's doing row 2. I hope. Spring Ball is such a slow check. Yeah, bottom left to top right, also a possibility. I was thinking that... I don't know though, I don't know that he would have picked up the right side super missile if that was his intention, but we'll see. Definitely could be. So we are getting divergence, at least this time. In game 1, they decided to pick up the exact same lines. So the missiles that azder will have left after collecting these 2 gauntlet missiles, he will still need the 230 missiles and the old mother brain missiles. And I believe that's it for the criteria missiles. It's kind of making it not seem so bad. Kind of making me sound like I was being dramatic about the criteria missiles being bad, but honestly, with those 230 missiles, it would be a good time to route in that criteria map station. If only the criteria map station was not on such terrible lines like row 2 and column 5. For sure. I definitely don't like sky missiles, and I definitely don't like old motor brain missiles. Routing old motor brain in is just kind of a headache. Looks like azder is gonna go ahead and do some Brinstar cleanup here. San's speed booster, while apathyduck collects his high jump boots. Interesting, we've been able to completely dodge any skip high jump boot tile for these guys today. Always good to see. That is 1 missile station for azder. The second Brinstar missile recharge station is actually in Kraid's lair. So they will have to make a slight detour over that way in order to gain that tile. Yeah, for sure, if you are collecting an item that is generally out of the way, you want to hope to combine it with something else that is near there and kind of get the most bang for your buck as far as routing. Kind of the same routing theory as in like a randomizer. You want to route in such a way that you get the most value for your time. I think that's why bingo is really cool, because it's randomized vanilla. Duck's going fast. Jumping through the door. Apparently jumping through that door in particular is very important, I've heard. These 2 guys know so many other tricks. They're both excellent speedrunners, if you couldn't tell. Nice deboost over to the reserve area. Won't be Duck's second reserve, because I don't believe he picked up the Brinstar one. I wonder if Azure has found a route where he can just not kill Dragon at all, and where Fantoon is going to be his only boss. Only major boss, at least. Is that he could easily, so come down here, get speed. Let's see. You get speed, get the reserve tank for his 2 reserves. And on it, he could end up getting criteria supers, I suppose. But yeah, maybe he's doing column 3 and column 2. I don't see column 2. Column 1, row 1, column 3. And he intends on getting Spring Ball, and then routing back up with speed, through to the criteria super missile, and therefore getting his last criteria missiles at Old Mother Marine in 230, and also getting the map station. I'm lost now. I've lost myself. I've lost my mind. Okay, so row 1, row 2, column 3. That's what I think Asher's doing. Well, he skipped charge beam. Well, then again, it is Asher, and if he doesn't actually need charge beam, he won't pick it up. Wait, did he skip charge beam this time? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Duck, doing kind of more what I thought runners would be doing. Killing Crocomire here. Yeah, they both skip charge still. Okay. So yeah, Duck's gonna try for the grapple beam here. Gonna do this nice little run and jump. Pretty simple to do when you have high jump and speed. Collect these power bombs. That'll give him at least 15. You know, Diva, last game was a long time ago. It was like 27 minutes ago. I've been kind of getting in the habit of writing down what I thought initially were the best lines, because by the end of the race I can never remember what I chose. Yeah, I think it's very likely that Duck is doing my suggestion of column 1, row 3. And Asher, I guess, doing I just really don't like row 2, but he's not far from it, and he might actually end up killing Kraid just for the E-Tank itself. While he's there, getting Ice Beam. Yeah, so that's definitely indicates to me that he is going for the Spring Ball. Normally for Spring Ball, the intended way the game wants you to get it is using the grapple beam, but you can freeze the Puyo in the next room in a way to clip through the ceiling. Pretty popular trick in Super Metroid Randomizer, but really tough. You have to freeze the Puyo at exactly the right pixel. As you're almost forgetting, he wants to go to Kraid. So yeah, I'm interested to see if he kills Kraid. I'll know it is for Kraid's E-Tank. Hopefully he doesn't muscle memory into Varia suit. Duck following right along, gonna do the same thing. See, I don't think Duck intends on doing any E-Tank collection goals, so I think he's just gonna get the missile station and get out. Right, Azder as well. If he goes into Meridia, especially to collect the 15 super missiles, it's pretty easy to route in the 2 Meridia E-Tanks. And that'll give him 6. If he's doing row 2, he wants 7. So then, when he comes back up through to Criteria, he can grab the Brinstar Ceiling E-Tank, which will definitely be faster than the Crate E-Tank. Quick kill or otherwise. I've not once seen a cleaning supply in Crate's E-Tank room. Not once. I have seen frogs though. I'm a fan of Frog Pocket as the name for the room. Gotta get those crab supers. Still left to this day, Azder in a 100% category race, peeking the frog supers, or the crab supers here, but not actually picking them up. Definitely a randomizer muscle memory move there. And ending up with only 45 supers at the end of his run. Also skipping this room. The room that Duck's in. Yellow Meridia. Azder is really eager to get moving, I think. He... I don't know how he intends to route out of Meridia here, but he could have just gone ahead and gotten the Aqueduct supers and then come back through this way. I think that would have made sense. I believe Duck did grab crab supers, yeah. So that's all 15 for Duck. The Meridia Super Missile is relatively simple to go ahead and get. All in pretty easy places. Oh yeah, of course. He intends to route out of Meridia through Spring Ball. We covered this like 2 minutes ago. He's getting Spring Ball. Alright, Duck. Duck about to take on Batoon here with no charge beam. He only has 33 supers, so I hope everything goes okay for Duck. Oh goodness. That was a close call from Duck there, but he gets through unscathed. The skipping charge beam, that's kind of the biggest place where it can have an impact. Runners could definitely just run straight into Batoon's room, not thinking about ammo, just kind of assuming they have charge, because why wouldn't you have charge, you know? And then find out that they don't have enough ammo to kill Batoon. Going for the full halfie on Duck's side here. Can he do it? He does! Nicely done. Alright. Going to see the ice clip pretty soon here. Ice clip is tough, and the setups for ice clip to spring ball, you generally have at least spazer or wave. Usually both, for kinda just the kinda jumping through the ceiling setup, getting it really quickly. Almost has it there. That's kind of the pixel where it looks correct, but it's not. Oh, gets it there second try though, so really good. It's pretty common to see runners who any other day can do the ice clip perfectly fine, get stuck there for a couple minutes in races, and it's really unfortunate. So nice to see, really quickly done there. Duck gonna go for the quick grapple strat here on Dragon. Nicely done as well. And that's defeat Crocomire and Dragon for Duck. Gonna get his bonus space jump, the bestest item in the game. Well, I should get Spring Ball, which some people like, I guess. Spring Ball, as far as vanilla goes, really kind of got the short end of the stick. Or maybe we as players got the short end of the stick. Didn't get to experiment a lot with it, seeing how far and deep into the vanilla game that Spring Ball is. So yeah, that also gets him the tile there in row 5. So yeah, I expect him to come back up. I guess grab X-ray. Does he need to do that? I think so. So Azure has the 35 supers at least. I don't know if that one more powerbomb in Brinstar would be his 15th powerbomb, therefore giving him that collect X super missiles and 50-X powerbombs tile. We have a lovely tracker, Just Defend. Thank you so much to him for tracking these 3 races for us. Duck getting his second reserve tank. Both runners completing that row 1. Yeah, Azure kinda has a somewhat long way to go, it seems. They both are going to be collecting X-ray. And then I suppose Duck will just collect Spazer right at the end. And therefore satisfy the Spazer tile and the finish near Spazer tile. And that's literally all Duck has to do. He just has to get X-ray and go to Spazer. And he's done. Azure's 7th E-Tank. Huh. Did he not get Batoon? Or Mama Turtle? I could have sworn he had 4 going into Meridia. Oh yeah, he didn't kill Batoon, that's right. He just went to Aqueduct and to Spring Ball. So Duck doesn't have to rush this. Space jump, well, very nice for getting over here. It doesn't protect you against looping into the waivers. Azur's got a few more room transitions plus an elevator transition to finish his goals. So I think he's gonna end up being a little bit behind. He's killing these guys. He wants the speedball. I think it would have been faster to siege bombs. Yeah, gonna have to head over and get his last E-tank. So you didn't do X-ray. So that's column 1, column 4, and row 2. I'm just gonna assume he has 15 power bombs, but I kinda don't think so. But maybe he has 40 supers? Is that possible? Could he possibly? He will after getting criteria super. So yeah, that makes sense. Alright. So Duck collected the spacer, finished near it, not done. It looks like he's going to do some refilling for us just to verify for us and for himself that he has completed it. But for now, we'll say it's a game 2 going to Duck, finishing with a time of 40 minutes 59 seconds. Yep, he has done in the race room. Yeah, he didn't stop his own timer, but that's okay. Where's he going to fill up at? What is he doing? Why does he want Ice Beam? Oh, okay. Clarifying in chat that he wasn't 100% sure on the rule of whether or not it was okay that he had picked up Spacer, but yeah, as long as you're in the room with the Chozo statue, even if you had picked up the beam prior, it still counts. So yeah, we'll go with his 40 minutes and 59 seconds time. Not sure with the criteria map station. That will be a done for him, completing row 1, row 2, and column 4 with a time of 42 minutes 53 seconds. So GG, see? The lines that I picked won. Oh, so we have a tied series here, folks. That means we are going to get to go to a short break and head on to Game 3 between these two. Reminder, this is the quarterfinals. The winner will go on to face Mr. Guy Average in the semifinals. And I knew that this was going to be a really close matchup. So this was definitely not unexpected. But Game 3 is going to be a time. Alright, so we will go ahead and let our runners take a little bit of a break. Calm down. Be very zen for Game 3. So please do not go away. We're going to kind of transition back to our intro screen and get set up here on the back end. and we'll see you all again in a few minutes.